In this video, we're looking at the Market Mapper platform. Suppose you've been retained by a large national bank and its planned acquisition of a small national competitor. Based on location data, the platform lets you, in real time, assess the overall competitive overlap under any distance or drive time-based definition, scrutinize individual markets under any market definition, including combined catchments and census boundaries, identify the optimal merger remedy package based on different market definitions and thresholds, accounting for crown jewels, and export analysis into a report ready to support the initial Competition Bureau submissions and RFI responses. So we begin by uploading basic location data, which is geocoded for us by the platform. Here we've got a large fictionalized data set including around 1,400 purchaser locations and 120 target locations, including hypothetical customer deposit estimates, which we will use for market share calculations. You might want to use different metrics or location counts for market shares, and the platform supports that. So first, you can get a quick overview of all of the competitive overlap in local markets around all party locations defined by any distance, radius, or drive time boundary. Here we choose 5 kilometers to illustrate the overview function for markets around all purchaser and target locations. We can look at a map of the locations, but we also have a detailed breakdown of the overlap markets and competition. Here there are 754 overlap markets at 5 kilometers and 497 potentially exceeding the Competition Act's presumptive thresholds. Now we can do the same overview analysis for any drive time-based market definition. We use the slider to select 10 minutes around all target locations this time. Of course, we can choose whatever distance or drive time we want to investigate. We can see what those catchments look like on our national map. Below the map, we have the detailed competition analysis. Focusing on target locations, we have 118 overlapping markets with 94 with potential concerns across Canada, and we can drill down into those markets in the next module. So now we're going to see how the platform lets you take a more detailed look at individual markets. So first, we're going to use the 5 kilometer radius market definition to analyze competition around a location in Toronto. Of course, you can do this for any location in the data set at any radius. We get our map here. We chose a market in Toronto, so those locations are shown there. And we get the detailed competition breakdown of that market. Now we can also do the same thing for travel time isochrone based markets. So here we're going to choose a different location in Vancouver, set the travel time to 10 minutes, and we can look at the map of that market. So that's what the 10-minute travel time catchment looks like, and we get the more detailed competition metrics down below. What we can also do is we can take combinations of different catchments together. So we can do this for any combination of drive time or radius catchments in the data. For example, we're going to look at the 2 target locations in Ottawa. We can add these together. We will draw the 2 20-minute drive times. We'll select that on the slider. We'll draw 20-minute drive times around those 2 locations, and we'll make the combination of those 2 catchments into one market. Here we can see what that looks like. And those are the locations in that market, and below there we have our detailed competition analysis, our HHIs and market shares, as well as market composition. Now, the other kind of analysis that we can do is based on census boundaries. So in this case, the parties overlap in Victoria, and we can analyze the competition in the Victoria CMA. We can do this for any kind of census boundary. There's the map there. Those are the locations in the CMA, and we have our detailed competition breakdown again with the HHIs. We can look at any plausible market definition commonly considered by the Competition Bureau and get a comprehensive look at our data this way. What this next module lets you do is identify the optimal divestiture package that would be required to remedy any competition concerns according to the different market definitions we've been analyzing. So for example, what would it take to get all of the market shares and HHIs below the statutory thresholds around all the target locations within a 10-minute drive time? So you don't have to rely on speculation or a rule of thumb to identify that remedy. Finally, all of the analysis you conducted is available to be exported into a comprehensive report for strategic insights, use in Competition Bureau filings, and RFI responses. These results are also backed by a detailed technical appendix.